What up, everybody? This is one half of the best motherfucking podcast in the land, the motherfucking Everybody Eats Beef podcast. This is just one half of the conglomerate. So this is Sunnie here. I'm recording. I'm about to get my predictions out for these NBA finals that's coming up, man. I'm so happy and sad at the same damn time because the NBA season is coming to a close. I feel like the NBA season was like my saving grace during this pandemic. You know, when NBA season came back, I was I was ecstatic. Man, I was happy. I was happy that something was coming on that I could watch. Because I was in this bitch bored as fuck. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. But now the NBA season is coming to a close, but I'm happy that the NBA finals are here. But I'm a little sad that I think that the Lakers are gonna get the Miami Heat in 5 games. Now I want to break this down a little bit more. So the Miami Heat. Let me touch on the Miami Heat first. I want to break down their journey to the NBA Finals. So the first round, the Miami Heat played the Indiana Pacers, swept them, gave they ass the broom. 4 games, up out of here. I don't know what Oladipo and them were doing. So on to the second round, they play the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, the Milwaukee Bucks, I had the Milwaukee Bucks winning in about 6 games in that series, but the Miami Heat proved me wrong. They lost 1 game in that series and bust the number one team record-wise ass in the NBA and got their asses up out of there with a motherfucking gentleman sweep. That's kind of embarrassing that, for the Bucks to have the MVP of the NBA and get a gentleman sweep. I don't know how that could happen to the 5th seed in the Eastern Conference. You know, you're the number 1 seed and you get almost swept by the 5th seed. Like, come on now. But I want to stay focused on the Heat here because this is about the Heat. The Heat showed me a lot of resiliency. Jimmy Butler showed me something that I didn't know was in him. I knew he had a dog in him, but he showed me a little bit of a clutch gene. He showed me a lot of will in that series. And I think what also the Miami Heat showed me as a team in that series is just their togetherness. We all know Bam is one of the best up and coming stars that we have in the NBA today. Anybody will tell you that. I've seen D'Angelo Russell on another podcast that was saying that he would actually build a team around Bam as the young core of the NBA, out of Luka, Zion, John Morant, Bam. He was actually saying that he would start and build a franchise around Bam rather than these other young crazy good rookies that we have in the NBA right now. So that's just tells you how good that Bam is. Tyler Hero is a bucket off of the bench. Even Jay Crowder is playing good. I've never been a fan of Jay Crowder, and Jay Crowder showed me something in that series. Andre Iguodala coming off of the bench, 6th straight finals appearance, and just his veteran leadership. Udonis Haslem doesn't even play a damn game, but his veteran leadership is just it just permeates through the Heat locker room and in the Heat team. They just have it. Goran Dragic was, I think, was their leading scorer in the Heat in the series against the Celtics. Now, who would have thought that? Who would have thought that Goran Dragic is going to be your leading scorer and you beat the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals? Who would have thought of that type of stuff, man? So the Heatles, man, and their defensive prowess as well. Like, so let me get past the Bucks series. Now we're moving on to the Boston series. I counted them out in that series as well. I had them losing, I forget the game, 6 games in that series as well. Like, and they proved me wrong once again. So the Heat are out here. The Heat, I don't know what else to say about them. They got Tyler Hero, which was on the all rookie NBA second team, and they have Kendrick Nunn, who was on the all NBA rookie first team. And Tyler Hero is playing better than Kendrick Nunn. Kendrick Nunn doesn't even see the floor anymore. Tyler Hero put up 37 points as a rookie. That's the most a rookie has ever scored in the NBA playoffs. This dude is just playing out of his mind right now. There's so many jokes going around the NBA calling him Tyrone Hero instead of Tyler Hero. So many jokes saying that he has a black best friend. saying he grew up in the hood, he has hood tendencies. Man, that dude is a baller. Whatever you want to say about him, he's a baller, straight up. So shout out to Tyler Hero, and they got weapons. So they ramrodded through the Eastern Conference, didn't even see a 7-game series, beat the Celtics in 6 games. So I'm very impressed with the Miami Heat. I'm very impressed. You have to give credit where credit is due to the front office and Pat Riley, building a great Heat culture, and also in Eric Spoelstra. And he's one of the best coaches of our generation, of my generation, I would say. In the last decade, he's one of the best coaches. He just is. To bring this team to the NBA Finals without really a superstar point guard, no superstars on their team, period. Just goes to say that Eric Spoelstra knows what the hell he's doing. So, Jimmy Butler, in a recent press conference, stated that in order to win an NBA final win an NBA championship, you're most not most likely. He said you will have to go through a LeBron James led team. Now that statement kind of, I don't know if that sat with me too well. It kind of feel like people in the NBA fear LeBron. I think they do. Even Paul Millsap of the Denver Nuggets said that he left the Atlanta Hawks. He left the whole damn Eastern Conference, not just the Atlanta Hawks. He left the whole damn Eastern Conference to get away from LeBron. Like, y'all fear this man that much? Y'all can't beat him? Jimmy Butler? You feel like you have to get past the LeBron James-led team to win a championship? That didn't happen last year. LeBron wasn't even in the playoffs last year. So I don't know about these players giving LeBron all of this power and all of this. I mean, let's be honest. Every playoffs that LeBron has been in the last probably since he got eliminated when he was in Cleveland and went to Miami. So I think that was in 2012. I think every playoff he's been in, he went to the finals. So that is a valid statement by Jimmy Butler, that you will have to get past LeBron James led team if you want to win a championship, and he's in the playoffs. But I don't know. It's still, I don't know. It doesn't sit right with me well when you got Paul Millsap and these dudes just kind of deriding LeBron. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's go into the Lakers now. The Lakers had a pretty easy route to the championship, even though people were kind of counting them out in the first round because of what Damian Lillard was able to do leading up to the playoffs. Damian Lillard was scoring 60, 50, 50, 60. People were saying that the Portland Trailblazers might beat the Lakers. I don't know why in the hell people were saying that. So we're not even going to touch on that series that much. They gave their asses the gentleman sweep. Portland got the first game, and then they got their asses up out of there 4 straight. Next series, they play. Oh man, I'm having a brain fart. Who do they play? Oh, I'm sorry, the Houston Rockets. I knew the Houston Rockets didn't have a chance. I thought Portland had a better chance than Houston, and I knew neither of their asses had a chance, quite honestly. Houston small ball, it just doesn't work. Houston small ball doesn't work. So I'm not saying small ball doesn't work, but Houston small ball doesn't work. But like I said, I don't want to dwell on these other teams too much. The Lakers played great. They showed their ability to downsize and still play small ball and still play their style of game. Run the break. Rondo came back in that series playing magnificent. Playoff Rondo was in full effect. I feel like that's what really gave them the edge over the Houston Rockets, and is really giving them the edge over the Denver Nuggets. And I think is going to help them moving into the finals as well. But so moving past that series, that really wasn't even much of a series, quite honestly. Not even much to touch on. Moving past that series onto the Denver Nuggets series, this was a good series. I think Denver Nuggets were a bit gassed coming off a 2 7-game series prior to that. Shout out to the Denver Nuggets. I think they're going to be a great team moving forward in the NBA. However, they just weren't equipped to beat the Los Angeles Lakers. They didn't have the experience. So watching a lot of those games, what I noticed is that when Jamal Murray in the fourth quarter, he was able to go ham. I'm talking ham on the Utah Jazz. Was able to go crazy against the Los Angeles Clippers in the previous round. Doc Rivers just got fired. My co-host, Jet Smith, called that out previously. So Shout out to him. He's like a fortune teller over there, man. That's the best co-host, the best co-host I could have. Um, anyway, so he called that out. And so in the series with the Denver and the Lakers, the defense is what really where I was going with that with Jamal Murray's story is that their defense and um when LeBron was able to check Jamal Murray in the fourth quarter, that really was the difference maker because he was able to shut him down. He wasn't really able to score. So when you have your point guard, he's the Denver Nuggets point guard in the closing minutes. You have your point guard and your best scorer and probably your best playmaker. No, sorry, Jokic is the best playmaker. But your best scorer, your point guard, is shut down by LeBron James. And LeBron James was coming back on the other end and scoring. There's nothing you could do. There's nothing you could do there. So I think the Lakers defense is what really sets them apart from a lot of teams. And so let's get to this finals, man. I've been talking too much about these about the run to the playoffs. We all know what the hell happened. I'm sorry, the run to the finals. So the Heat and the Lakers. I counted out the Heat all through the playoffs, except against Indiana. However, I have the Heat losing in 5 games to the Los Angeles Lakers. I don't think they have what it takes. What I've noticed about a lot of teams that LeBron has played in the NBA Finals in particular, that LeBron has had trouble. Well, I take that back. I wouldn't say LeBron had trouble against, but LeBron, they've lost. They've lost those series. When they played San Antonio Spurs, Kawhi, that's when Kawhi really got his name. He was able to check LeBron, and I wouldn't say he stopped him, but he contained him a little bit. He has a very physical build. He has a similar stature as LeBron. So he was able to contain LeBron a little bit in that first finals where they matched up. And in the finals where they lost to the Golden State Warriors, LeBron was able Andre Iguodala was able to contain LeBron to a certain extent. I wouldn't say he stopped him, but he contained him a little bit. He has a similar stature, similar build, muscular build as LeBron. So in that sense, he was able to slow him down a little bit. So LeBron wasn't able to just run rampant and do what the hell he wants to do. When LeBron is able to run rampant and do what the hell he wants to do, they're probably not going to lose. And that's what you saw that during the Western Conference playoff run that they had. The Portland Trailblazers had nobody to contain LeBron. They had like Gary Trent checking him. That's barbecue chicken. They had in the next round who was checking him. I don't even remember who the Houston Rockets had checking him, but that's barbecue chicken. You even have to mention that the Houston Rockets had freaking PJ Tucker checking Anthony Davis. That's barbecue chicken 7 days out of the week. And then when you want to move to the next round, I even saw a few possessions where Jamal Murray was checking LeBron. Like, what, bro? What? LeBron's going to do what the hell he wants to do against Jamal Murray. Torrey Craig was on him a few times. Jeremy Grant played a pretty good defense on LeBron. I think if he had more of a physical build, muscular physical build, he maybe could have been able to contain him a little bit better, but he couldn't. He couldn't contain him. So moving into this series with the Heat, they have Andre Iguodala, but this is an older Andre Iguodala, a lot more slowed down. He still looks injured out there when you see him play. He still looks kind of gimpy, like he's kind of burdening an injury. But so he's not gonna be able to keep up with LeBron. Jay Crowder, Andre Iguodala is coming off the bench. If I don't know if Eric Spoelstra will insert Andre Iguodala into the starting lineup for the defensive purposes of LeBron. But if I'm thinking about who's going to check LeBron in their starting lineup, is it going to be Jay Crowder? Barbecue motherfucking chicken. Is it going to be Jimmy Butler? Barbecue chicken. I don't know who it's going to be, but barbecue chicken. Who's going to be checking Anthony Davis? Probably Bam. They'll probably be checking each other. Oh, I'm excited for that matchup. And then Bam, I know y'all know how I feel about Bam. Bam is that young nigga. I'm talking about. He is that nigga. And Anthony Davis is runner up for the Defensive Player of the Year behind Giannis. So I mean, look, that's gonna be a good ass defensive matchup. That's gonna be a good ass matchup just in itself. Um, so at point guard position, Rondo doesn't start, but we know Rondo's gonna be in the game in the fourth quarter. Who's going to be able to contain Rondo? Tyler Hero? No. Goran Dragic? Hell no. Goran Dragic has a better chance than Tyler Hero, but for both of them, no. They're not going to be able to contain playoff Rondo. Coming off the bench, Miami has a decent bench, but they don't have the type of bench that the Lakers have. They don't have anybody that can contain JaVale McGee. I'm sorry, not JaVale McGee. Dwight Howard coming off the bench. I'm not saying Dwight Howard is just the Dwight Howard in Orlando, but he still can get in and give you some solid minutes. They have nobody to contain Markieff Morris. They don't even have. I'm not even sure if they have. Well, I would say they have Danny Green and Danny Green and Jay Crowder could kind of equal each other out. But coming off the Lakers bench, yeah, they just Kyle Kuzma. They have no combat for Kyle Kuzma. So I mean, I like the Heat. I'm sorry, Heat. I'm counting you guys out again. But against LeBron's old team, the Heatles, against his old coach, against the whole GM Pat Riley, I'm sorry I got y'all going down at 4-1, gentleman sweep. LeBron goes on to win his fourth NBA championship. LeBron goes on to win his fourth Finals MVP, and that's what I got. I got Heat in 5. This is Sunny's prediction. I've rambled on long enough. So we'll see. I want to make a prediction right now for Game 5. I'm sorry, for tomorrow, Game 1. I'm going Lakers. Lakers are taking Game 1. And maybe my next prediction, I'll give my prediction of when I think the Miami Heat will get a game in, but it's not going to be Game 1. And I think actually in the past couple series, the Lakers have been pretty bad in Game 1. They lost Game 1 in Portland. I think they lost Game 1 in Houston, either Game 1 or 2 to Houston. And I think they beat the Nuggets the first game. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see how they come out. It kind of seems like they have to come out and get a feel for the team, and then they make adjustments, and then they just fucking obliterate them after that. But I still have the Lakers getting the first game. So Lakers in 5. No more need to be said. I'm interested to hear my co-host Jet his predictions. So I'm all ears. Peace.